your right to plead not guilty and file charges at another time if you feel some more investigations need to be underway before you have your day in court. Unfortunately, it would probably involve taking the charge right now, but if you do want to exercise an appeal at a later time, that's your choice, sir.
Harry, you need to fight this right now. What the fuck they did to you is absolute dog shit.
Hey, they lost a negative test.
Officer.
They're not. They haven't brought the negative test to court. They're not. They're trying to act like it didn't happen.
So why are you getting charged? This is called literally fruit of the poisonous tree.
But the vice accused positive, all right? And then I redid the test, and it came back positive without gloves. We can contest this on court. I don't know what the hell. How you want me to explain?
The first test, and that's a problem because failure to.
But here's the thing, you're not listening to me. You're actually not listening to me.
This is so cooked.
You just received was what Marcel
I feel sorry to be in your position right now, Harry. I would be losing my fucking mind.
That made the first GSR test, all right? And it came back positive on the machine, all right?
Harry, come over here. So they GSR tested you, right? The first time, like actually GSR tested you, and it came back negative.
Come back, and he told his colleagues it come back negative.
And there's nobody around you. It was just you and the officer, right?
His colleagues were around. And who was next to me? It was either Tony or Mickey was right next to me. He come back positive, and he would have heard that I come back negative. Hold on.
So what?
And it was get. Lawyer, can I speak to you? Because it's getting really fucked now. I got more info because this is corruption. I like to speak to my lawyer. Listen.
All right, okay. I just want to say that Harry Brown is still
I have a witness.
Custody and he doesn't know
I have
talking
a
to
witness
people from the public.
Okay, saying.
If we're gonna start this, Mr. Mount,
I have a witness that heard the officer say the test come back negative. And also, his colleagues also heard the first test come back negative. This guy told me to my face it come back negative. So how the fuck has he lost the test? He even showed it to my face.
Mr. Buddha was one of the
I asked him to. I said, let me see that test.
Yes, sir. I'm also here to testify, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so he's also, I think he could, so he could also be a witness here as well. So I know he's chatting, but you know, it's not too offside here.
And all of a sudden, this motherfucker has only come to court with one GSR test, which was the positive one, and they're trying to deny the negative one.
Some time to gather some evidence and file it. What are you after here?
There is an evidence problem, Your Honor. Chambers.
What do you mean chambers?
Can I approach you?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not individually. Yeah, okay.
Harry, who are the people that tested you? Who's the first cop and the second cop?
This cop here, this guy, tested me twice.
Oh, so he himself has tested you twice?
Yes. And I said, the first test is negative. I'm innocent. Let me go. That's why I was screaming.
And then what do you say after that?
He wants to test me again. Because my gloves were on. And the thing is, he only wanted to test me again after all the other tests come back positive. It was super frustrating. The thing is, I normally don't get pissed off, but the card they've pulled here, they're like.
Harry, I would literally lose my shit. I think you have every right to be upset.
I lost my shit earlier. I've already called this fucking woman every name under the sun. I've been popping off. I'm furious. The problem is, like, I feel like I'm making it worse if I keep screaming out. But this guy was being completely fine, but I was the only one that come back negative, and this motherfucker, for whatever reason, wants to retest me. It's so frustrating, man. And this fucking dumb fuck keeps backing it up and acting like the first test didn't happen. Fucking so cooked. What it makes me wanna be like, well, listen, cocksuckers. I went down into a room and changed my complete outfit, and I washed my hands with soap, suck my fucking nut. But I don't pull cards like that, but these motherfuckers do. Pisses me off.
I'm dying to know, like, if he tested positive the first time and they just RP'd negative, or if he tested negative the first time. I'm dying to know. Because two different outcomes are very drastic, different reactions.
The thing is, Lang, how long have we been in the city, man? I get so tired of it. These cops run the same fucking routine. GSR test. Oh my god, it's a frisk. Oh, what's this bulge? I said it's my fat cock. Oh, gonna have to search you now. Oh, look, it's a gun. Every time, gone through it 100 times. But the one time I luck out and the test comes back negative, this motherfucker cannot accept it. And it fucking annoying! Because we both know, man. We both know. If you don't listen to their commands, you're resisting arrest. When you comply and go in cuffs, they will keep on finding ways to fuck you. And that's what they did to all of us. They do it every time. I'm so used to it. The one time, come back negative, I still get absolutely fucked raw. I get so sick of it.
Like I said, guys, the important thing is to know what the first test actually came back as. Because if the cops are trying to RP like the gloves, just to have some RP, then that's fine. But if it actually came back negative, that's where it's like, Can you get me some water, baby?
Need a pickup, Daddy?
I don't come to the courthouse for Harry's trial.
Oh shit, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, come inside. Hey,
right.
I want you to testify that you were with Harry the whole time at the casino, because I'm going to say it was me, Tony, Donnie, and Avon, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll say Harry was with me. Yeah, they let me go for free, by the way. I'm out.
Oh, hell yeah, how?
They just dropped the charges. Bass actually made an interesting mistake.
What did he do?
I told him that I was out shooting mountain lions with Humberto Pecorino, and so Bass called Donnie, and Donnie answered, and he said that Donnie said that I wasn't doing that. So either Bass lied or Bass had an opportunity to talk to one of the main suspects and just let him go.
So how are you free? That's confusing. I don't understand.
because Bass didn't. I called Bass out on that, and I told Bass that you'd already named Humberto Pecorino as one of the main suspects. And it was weird to me that Bass was calling him and not asking him any questions about the case besides me shooting mountain mines with him earlier. So, yeah, Bass let me go.
Damn, if that was me, I would have been raided for not having the gun.
Oh, they were threatening that. I mean,
yeah, I bet they were. I bet they were. Just come to the courthouse, Mike. I am so lost, dude. This is...
All right, we getting in there?
Yeah. Hey, we have another witness, Your Honor, by the way.
Okay. I'm still not... Okay, one sec.
Mickey, I'm not losing it, am I? Did you hear him say the test come back negative for me? Mickey, or am I losing the plot?
Oh, you're all good. You're all good.
Mickey, did you hear him say the first test for me come back negative when we were standing out front?
Yes.
I don't know what's going on then. I don't understand, like, all of a sudden that test just doesn't exist or something. Or they've lost it, or they've thrown it away. I don't know what they're pulling, but it's cooked.
Yeah.
Lang, check your Discordia, by the way. I posted something in there.
I'm literally in a courtroom with no phone or anything. I don't know how you expect me to check that.
By alt-tabbing, you fucker.
Right. Yeah, the funny thing to me is why isn't Bass here?
Yeah, why the...
Where are all the cops that were involved?
Yeah, I feel like they just get these poor fuckers to try to deal with it. One of them is a cadet. The guy that fucked me is a cadet. Probably has no idea what's going on.
Do you think we're trying to give the man?
Kind of just like left to get on with it. This cop... Oh, honestly, man. They probably can't be asked, you know.
And then you're going to say, oh, it's fucking cooked, boys.
So hold on, boys, what did they even get you with? If we were like... I suppose it was because we all come back GSR positive, right? That's how they then go on to the frisk. Then what did you get? Possession charges? Is that what we got? Is that what we
How
all
much
got?
did they
Possession
fuck you,
charges?
by the way, Buddha?
I think it fucked that hard, to be honest.
Yeah, we're going ahead. Yeah, having you guys as witnesses is going to be great. Sorry, sir, I'm not familiar with your name.
Oh, I'm Down Bad Mickey.
Hey, I'm gonna just take a piss real quick, guys. Sorry.
If
you got changed.
Are they acknowledging the first test? Because if they're not, man, I don't want to go ahead with this. It's just waste of everyone's time.
They are, yeah. No, they are, and I think this is going to set a nice. They are setting a precedent. I think the problem they've got is that the cadet did not know the difference between negative and inconclusive, said the wrong word, but that should have ended it there. Like, that's his mistake. That's nothing to do with you. And so, yeah, when it came back negative, that should have ended the detention for you because there was a shot fired and they wanted to see who fired. If you've got a negative test, then that's the end of it.
So did the test come back negative or positive?
The first one?
Yeah.
We don't have any evidence that shows it, which is going to be, again, it's their issue. Yeah.
All right.
Is it their issue or am I going to get fucked here, man? I'm going to get fucked. I know it. I'm going to get fucked. If they don't have the first test and they're going to use the second test, I'm going to be fucking fucked.
No, that's just it. They can't use the second in isolation. We've got testimony from the three of you that the first one came negative.
Right.
That has to be taken into consideration.
he had colleagues around that would have heard it, and they're going to lie on the stand for him as well. This is not going to.
No, he's already said to the judge the first one came back negative. He keeps using the word.
This is such a mess, man.
It is, but that's.
Oh, this is fucking cooked.
Jesus Christ, the first test. Okay.
This is, like I said,
listen, but between us boys,
declared negative.
I only fucking really kicked off because I thought the first test actually come back as negative. This guy just fucking misread it. The donut. Jesus Christ. Oh, this fucking cadet, man. Fucked the whole cooked thing up. He cooked the whole thing up. He sizzled it.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's entirely up to you. I think setting a precedent for when the detention should have ended is worth it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, no one's ever going to know if the tests come back positive or negative, because one, the donuts lost it, and two, he told me to my face, and I have witnesses that it was negative.
This fucking donut.
We're all in limbo now. Brilliant.
This fucking bell end. It's fucking cooked. This donut's cooked. I'm sorry, I just...
whenever you're ready, man. Whenever you're ready, you got this. You're great. Don't listen to Mickey. He's raw.
Mickey's fucking raw. He's cooked. This bell end's cooked raw.
Raw.
Yeah, again, they've got to prove beyond reasonable doubt, and I think we've got enough here to get the actual search thrown out.
I appreciate you taking this seriously, man. I know it was only a possession charge, but I just feel like I basically, the cop bent me over and fucked me, you know. It wasn't great. I've never been so angry.
Indeed.
Okay, so just to let you know, Harry, I'm sure Monty has passed it along to you, but as a result of some of they did kind of tell me some of the stuff going on in this case, and without kind of hearing it yet, I do recognize it's going to be a very detailed part of the Fourth Amendment search and seizure. So I am willing to hear this case right now, but I will be making a delayed verdict. I want to take the time to make sure that I properly understand the case law, because there's about 4 or 5 of them related to Fourth Amendment search and seizure in the state. And I want to make sure I properly understand how it affects this case before I make my ruling, okay?
All right, thank you, Judge.
So there would be a delayed ruling. You would be, especially since it's only for criminal possession, I would let you go as long as you submit on your own recognizance to my ruling when it does come in, okay?
Right, so we're doing a case now, but the verdict's going to be delayed, or are we putting the whole thing off?
We're good as long as that's okay with you guys, because like I say, I want to make sure I take the proper time. I've given Monty also the option of we can delay this entirely if you guys want to like formally post something to the docket and have a formal case about it. But just to make, because I do believe this is going to be a detailed thing, and there's also this weird kind of double test thing. I want to make sure that I properly look at it before I do, and I'm gonna just tell you ahead of time, I'll be a delayed verdict for that. Okay.
I don't mind delayed verdict, Judge. I'll be honest, I'd rather not be put on the docket, because I feel like it's gonna be weeks, if not months down the line. Details, witnesses gonna get forgotten when this has just happened, you know.
Okay, we'll hear it now then, and
brilliant.
I'll have you guys a verdict at a later time. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. With that being said, then everyone have everything they need to make this case today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I believe so.
As well. Okay. I'll call this court into session this time then. Today we are going to be having a bench trial for one Harry Brown. Mr. Brown, you stand accused of 1 count of criminal possession of a Class 1 firearm. How do you plead, sir?
Not guilty.
All right. Whoever's going to be giving testimony today, can I get you all to raise your arm?
Wait, what?
Do you all swear and affirm to tell the truth?
Is that all he's being charged with?
The truth under penalties of perjury. So help you, wayward.
What?
I do.
I do.
All right, everyone.
Yeah, that's all he's being charged
with.
with.
The testimony's been sworn in.
Criminal possession.
All right, guys. guys. Let's see here. First of all, starting off on the
I'm very, very confused.
Officer side. Whoever wants to come give their testimony, please approach, and you can begin doing so.
All right. Can I start?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right, okay. So I'm Sergeant Anita May with the Blaine County Sheriff's Office.
Did Henry never shoot his gun like for real now? I'm really lost.
Officers and distress call. We had been called as there was shots fired by the casino. When I arrived, I was holding the door by the casino and was advised that 4 individuals had left through the elevator of the casino. We then detained all of those individuals. But before that, I would like to go over the whole situation that took us into the casino before going further in this. So can I refer to state officer statements on the report?
It has been provided to the defense, correct?
Yes, it has.
You can refer to their statements, yes.
Yes, all right. So on Trooper's Copper statement, they were on Air 1. There was a high-speed pursuit through the city. It was one vehicle with 4 individuals inside, and this vehicle was eventually ditched by the marina. These individuals then got a boat and led officers into an ocean chase, and then dropped suspects off at the airport, where they rented a jet and had an aerial chase around the city before landing the aircraft at the aircraft carrier, where all of the 4 suspects met together and opened fire at the police helicopters.
Okay, you see what makes no sense, Mickey?
Into a black helicopter
she's gonna read all of
the
this
casino, where they landed
to say
again,
that they thought it was
shot
him.
at police officers, and then
But why was he not being charged with it then?
Access. A search for the suspects then began, where suspects were brought into custody. I would like to point
This is literally irrelevant.
Evidence for suspects shooting at Air 1-2, where we have visual of 4 individuals with firearms in their hands shooting at Air 1. And then we have picture 2 of 4 suspects shooting at Air 1. Again, 4 individuals. 1 individual on the gray has
You need to object for relevance. This is literally all irrelevant.
3 other individuals have Class 1 firearms. On evidence, suspects entering the casino, there is a picture of the casino where you see.
So they're just wasting time. This is all irrelevant.
Of the casino. There's
I'm confused.
So during
she should have started from the beginning.
We had Air 1 on air to overlook.
It doesn't matter if the GSR tested him or why. Literally, none of that matters. It's the fact that he came back negative.
Statement. And then I was on ground.
Judge, objection for myself, please.
What are you objecting to exactly?
What's the point of all this information? None of this is in the charges. I wouldn't know if you've been charged with any of the stuff she's saying. And I don't even know this. I don't even know who this person is she's explaining.
Okay. I am willing to hear about the situation.
All right, it's a good excuse to turn on my TV and watch my very paid subscription of basketball.
I was part of this when I wasn't.
I want to explain why do you have reasonable suspicion.
Like I say, Mr. Brown, you'll have your ability to give your testimony and where you didn't fit into this at time. Just let them give the statements as they are, and you'll have your opportunity for testimony as well. Okay.
Anyway, as you can see, there was 4 individuals at all times in the aircraft and getting into the casino, and we have officer statements that confirm that with pictures. Once I arrived on scene, I was protecting the entrance of the casino. No one got in or got out. We had about 4 to 5 officers just covering the entrance. We had 3 units by the elevator, pointing guns at the elevator at all times because we knew that was the access from the rooftop. And then we had 3 other units outside by the doors. Once about 10 minutes after this, the call was made for officers for backup and such, 4 individuals got out of the elevators. All of those 4 individuals were Harry Brown, Lang Buddha, Mickey S., and Tony Corleone. We saw 4 individuals
That is
get
also a
into
lie.
the rooftop, right? And we saw 4 individuals get out of the elevator.
Yeah, I was not.
At this
I wasn't
time,
even
officers
charged.
had reasonable suspicion to detain all individuals on scene for questioning. We
They also didn't know
detained
who I
all of
was
the
at the time.
individuals. We brought them to the entrance of the casino. I initially was handling Mr. Tony Corleone, came back GSR positive, and then was processed when we brought them to Mission Row. My colleague, Deputy Marcel King, was handling Mr. Harry Brown. As a sergeant on scene, I was making sure everybody was searching, GSR testing individuals so that we can gather all of evidence that is necessary for the search. And then my deputy said that he was having issues with his GSR test because the individual had gloves on. So it came back as a negative test due to his gloves. I noticed that he had gloves. So I just went there as a senior officer on scene and overseeing the scene. I took his gloves out and I tested him, wherein he came back GSR positive. We then first the individual.
He tested me again, by the way.
We first the individual, and he had a Class 1 firearm, possession of
Guys,
and he
it's
had
very
a
important that
At
we
this time,
understand
we're
the
only
context
charging
before
him
making
with,
assumptions, because we have
possession
no
of the
idea if that
copy,
first test was
the
actually
Class 1
positive and they were just RPing it out. So relax.
As I said, 4 individuals went in the rooftop. 4 individuals left through the elevator. We already had enough reasonable suspicion to frisk this individual.
Okay, is that the end of your testimony?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, stop being weird about it. Exactly.
Other officers to give you
this is some interesting RP right now.
Cadet over there. Cadet King, do you have any questions to clarify from your superior officer's testimony?
No, sir.
Okay. Over to the defense. Do you have any clarifying questions for the officer's testimony today?
Yes, Your Honor. Sergeant May, the photographs of the individuals in question, did you identify my client in those photos?
It's not clear to see.
It's a yes or no question, Sergeant.
No.
Thank you. You mentioned you were stood outside the elevator because it came down from the roof. Does the elevator stop at other floors in the casino?
Yes.
Probably. Not aware.
Good answer by her.
If I just may add, all floors were reviewed by our SWAT team. I was on radio at all times. They cleared floor by floor, and no other individuals were found.
Does the lack of them finding individuals mean that other individuals were not there, could not have moved around and happened to evade that? Is it possible, for instance, that my client got in the elevator from another floor before it was cleared, and that's how we ended up with the gunman that you found in question?
Your client never expressed that he was coming from another floor.
I'm not asking if he expressed it. I'm asking, is it a possibility?
We had officers covering all exits, elevators.
Yes or no, please, Sergeant. Is it a possibility?
It's an unknown. It might, probably yes.
Thank you. With regard to the GSR test, did you perform the first test?
Negative.
And you were merely informed of the first test?
Yes, I was informed that...
were you informed of the result being negative of the test?
Yes, but I also noticed that he had gloves on. For you to make a successful GSR test, sometimes you might have to remove gloves.
Nothing further.
She didn't take the second test.
I can guarantee you I did.
All right. You can step on back there.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Cadet King, are you giving testimony as well today?
Yes, sir. Give my side.
All right. Yeah. You want to come up and give your testimony, please?
So,
no mic shaming, chat. We all started somewhere, boys.
We had a dispatch call for immediate additionals on a separate radio frequency. I swapped over and they were in pursuit of I believe, Frogger, which is a helicopter that we're heading towards the casino.
Why are they all starting from this point? It does not matter.
Casino, to which myself and other officers entered the casino to lock off any exits and the entrance to this said casino. I was watching the elevator and I noticed multiple individuals exit said elevator and come down to the first floor. It was then noted to me that one individual that they were there to work on something. He was dressed sort of like a mechanic. He had a welding mask on. We detained all individuals. They were taken to the entrance of the casino, to which they were detained. They were GSR tested and frisked. The individual I had, who is now Mr. Harry Brown, I ran a GSR test for him, and first test, it come back negative.
Is y'all playing tonight, chat?
My device. It was then noted to my superior officer that he was wearing gloves. And I wanted to make sure that the device was working correctly. I was then told to remove the gloves and do the GSR test again. I noted that to Mr. Brown at the moment. We have a very passionate conversation about which I want exposed to the court, certain skin problems, which I only removed a couple of fingers from said gloves and reran the GSR test, to which he came back positive. After that, he was frisked. I felt a large bulge in his back pocket, and it was I believe a Colt 19.
Yo, Montrezl Harrell balling right now, bro.
Was not registered to him.
She just said she did the second test.
And that is all I have, Your Honor.
Please rinse these guys for the love of God.
Okay. I'm sorry, Anita, I forgot your rank. What's your rank again?
I'm a sergeant.
Sergeant May, do you have any questions for your cadet's testimony today?
Did Mr. Harry Brown provided any documentation that he was working in the casino as an electrician?
No, ma'am. At the time, he told me that he was Steve from Russia and he was there to gamble.
Did he provided you any identification?
These are good questions, actually.
That he was Steve from Russia?
No, ma'am.
All right. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay. Over to Mr. Smith. Do you have any questions for this witness's testimony today?
So you administered the first GSR test and it came back negative, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who administered the second test? Because Sergeant May seemed to make out that it was her.
We both tested Mr. Brown again.
So there were 3 tests, not 2, as you originally said.
2 from myself, and I believe 1 from my sergeant.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that he did another test, actually.
Is it standard police procedure to continue testing until you get the result you want?
Well, there wasn't a guaranteed result that I was looking for, sir. Just wanted to make sure that it was accurate.
What made you think that the first test was inaccurate?
Because he was wearing
gloves. A negative
gloves.
test is a negative test.
Yes, sir, but he was wearing gloves. His fingers are essentially covered.
See, now this is kind of a bad question that this lawyer asked, because that is a good answer this cop is giving.
I believe he fired a gun, not wearing gloves, then put the gloves on afterwards. That seems a bit backwards for criminals.
I'm not insinuating anything, sir. I just wanted to make sure that he was given an accurate GSR test.
And it took you 2 attempts to do so?
Yes, sir. 1 with the gloves and 1 without.
Like it is a good answer to be like, he was wearing gloves. I wanted to make sure it was accurate. Like, that doesn't sound sketchy. So it's kind of a bad question to ask, low key.
Typically, when someone is GSR tested, it comes back negative. That ends the detention, does it not?
Now this guy is just.
Given the circumstances, if
these are horrible questions to be asking now.
Cover their hands. I would agree with you.
The lawyer's throwing. Hey, this lawyer is fucking throwing hard, by the way.
Yeah, what it's worth.
Okay, is that all your questions there, Monty?
Yeah, I think he just threw Harry under the bus.
1 second with my client, Your Honor. Okay. So, yeah, obviously one of the things I can't bring in is you know, wash your hands afterwards. Do you...
Well, I mean, this guy did a GSR test and then all of a sudden noticed I had gloves on. So I mean, why not go the full fucking mile? This cocksucker's done it, and this fucking bitch is back in.
Mr. Smith, we're not gonna wait forever for you to think of questions.
No, apologies, Ron. I was talking with my client. Officer, did you fail to notice he was wearing gloves the first time?
That I did. While I was administering the test, I realized that Mr. Steve at the time was wearing gloves.
Okay. Given the lack of exactness, shall we say, with your testing, is it possible that you contaminated the second test?
How so?
Well, it's very unusual to have a negative test turn into a positive one. A false positive sometimes can be rectified, but false negative is quite rare.
Given the circumstances, seeing as though he was wearing gloves and he took them off.
That was a decent question. Little reach though, but
if both tests were done and he were
honestly
not wearing gloves,
officer's testimony is
I
really
would
good
agree.
here. I think.
Yeah, because he's asking the wrong questions.
And the test was.
No, I'm just saying, if I'm the judge, I find our boy guilty.
Yeah, same.
Fairly quickly, I would have to disagree, Your Honor.
Okay, I know where I think you've made your point here, Monty. We've talked about how the gloves are on and off. It's been recorded
Sure.
here. We're gonna move on from this for now. Okay.
That's it. You want to know nothing further?
Okay. King, you can step on back then. So that's all the witness testimony from the prosecution side, correct? Sergeant May?
Yes.
I'm gonna be on the lobby.
Additional information
No, we're about to testify.
can be found on the report if necessary.
Okay.
Oh,
Is
just
there
kidding.
anything you'd like to specifically?
Guys, can I go first?
Mr. Buddha, unless you have something else, I don't even
There
know if we
is
need your
another-
testimony.
Yeah, actually, the more I think about it too, we don't need my testimony or Mickey's. Or actually, no, you do need Mickey's though. Yeah, you do need Mickey's though because you get testified that it was negative. Yeah.
When he also saw the 4 individuals dressed like Marcel,
do you have
and
a-
that they were
Hey,
all
Mickey, wait.
sitting
Mickey, were you wearing gloves?
And yeah, so it's just like corroborating Marcel's side.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, just lie and say you were wearing gloves and you got the SR tested it and it came back positive. Yeah. Testify that, okay?
Who would like to
Alright,
give the
done.
testimony first?
And say you were with the Harry the whole time.
At this time, we're just going to call Harry. We only have one question.
Harry, by giving your testimony today, do you understand you're waiving your Fifth Amendment right, correct?
What's that, Your Honor?
Your Fifth Amendment right, the right to remain silent and against self-incrimination.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay. You can proceed, Monty.
You were tested for GSR several times. What was the first result?
Negative?
That's all I have.
You should have probably built a story too around Harry never taking his gloves off. He always wears them.
And you just stay up here, Harry.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's a very, very small scope. However, I do need to give the prosecution time. Sergeant May, do you
You should have built a story about how Harry always wears gloves, though, low key.
Yeah. Mr. Harry, did you saw any No, what disregard, Your Honor.
As you saw, let's not make fun of people when English is clearly not their first language. Don't be a prick. Go and try and speak Japanese if you're American and tell me how well you do, so we can laugh at you.
just to say that But I don't think I don't want to argue that right now. We're good.
It's actually impressive when most people can speak multiple languages pretty fluently. You should take a crack at it, and then we can laugh at you when you fuck up, right?
Yeah. All right. Next witness's testimony there, Mr. Smith.
Mickey, Your Honor, please.
All right, Mickey, you want to come up and give your testimony whenever you're ready, please?
Yes, sir, I will. Also, you're looking very exquisite today, sir. You look like, Your Honor, you look like the guy from Attack on Titan, Zeke. Yeah, you look like Zeke Yeager. Really exquisite.
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure who that is, but thank you. Flattery will...
Zeke Yeager is the doctor who is the Beast Titan in Attack on Titan. Really,
Why are you leaking shit, you dumb motherfucker?
Oh, dude, why did you fucking leaker, man? Jesus Christ.
You're a fucking idiot, Mickey. You're actually a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
If people haven't caught up on Attack on Titan...
I haven't caught up because I don't have time, you fucking prick.
Yeah, I've honestly never...
It's one of my favorite fucking animes.
I haven't seen the last...
fucking asshole.
Season, and that was actually pretty fucked up.
It is a pretty good cartoon, I'm not gonna lie.
You son of a...
You're a fucking asshole.
No, you're a fucking...
Oh,
I'm trying to help our boy out. I'm trying to compliment
Chad,
the fucking judge.
give me something I could spoil the Mickey right now.
And
Something that he's been watching.
not.
Give me something. I need to spoil his ass right now, bro.
Isn't it a cartoon?
It is not a cartoon.
Jesus, Mickey.
It's anime.
Wait, any what?
This is fucking cooked. All right, let's go.
Anime with stuff like...
All right.
Cat
Proceed
on
with
or
your testimony whenever you're ready, sir.
What do I testify? I mean,
I'll just ask you a
questions,
couple of
or what do I
questions,
say?
sir. That's fine.
Well, so it's a bench trial. So we're kind of a little bit less.
Did this dumb motherfucker just say, what do I testify?
Or you can have Monty ask you questions. You can kinda do it either way.
Here's my testimony. I heard these police saying, there's the 4 individuals. Mickey was... Yeah, I was at the casino. I was doing electrical work at the casino. I do electrical work in the city. Your Honor, there's those random power outages that occur in the city all the time because of our terrible infrastructure?
Yeah, are we only on one breaker? I swear we're only on one breaker.
Have you experienced any power outages today, Your Honor?
I'm not sure about today, but probably. They're so common.
No, you haven't experienced any today because I was on duty fixing stuff. Anyways.
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Mickey never said that he was an electrician, neither presented any paperwork that he is, in fact, an electrician or he had any work in the casino.
Mickey, you are dumb as fuck, Mickey.
I just reviewed his employment and nothing comes as an electrician or electrician at the casino.
Say I do contract work. Bassar interrogated me about
Your
this.
Honor, objection. I'm a part owner of the casino. Sometimes I have friends who know how to work with electrical boxes to fix the shit up for us so we can pay them very cheap and not have to pay actual professionals.
All right. So we will consider the testimony for what it's worth. I will suggest, though, that in the future claims do follow up with the paperwork as well. But we will hear the testimony. I'll have him proceed, and we'll weigh that appropriate at the proper times. Okay.
Mickey, if I might just cut this short and ask you a few questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were detained by the police, correct?
Correct.
And how many times were you GSR tested?
Twice.
What was the result of the first test?
Positive.
Were you wearing gloves?
Yes.
What was the result of the second test?
Positive.
Did they explain why they would test you twice?
Nope.
But they tested the gloves and they were positive.
Yep.
Nothing further?
All right. Is that all you want to present, Monty?
Indeed.
Okay.
Hey, Harry, I'm sorry, but you deserve to be guilty after this.
Sergeant May, do you have any additional questions for this witness?
Sorry, I'm just thinking. Did you got your gloves removed for the second test?
Can you punish Mickey for me somehow?
I don't
This
recall.
guy, fucking master fail, man. You take him to HOA court.
This motherfucker said I recall. You should have just said he was tested once, bro. Oh my god.
So there is the possibility that your gloves might have been removed on the second test.
I have no idea.
Hey, remind me to never ask Mickey to be a testimony at any of my court cases for future reference. Thank you. On the record, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Buddha, why do you shut your fucking mouth?
That's noted, Mr. Buddha.
Yeah, I got you too, Buddha. No worries.
Okay. If that's everything, Mickey, you can go ahead and step on down.
Please get this guy off the.
So much.
Get this guy off the. Jesus Christ.
All right, Your Honor. I will also testify.
Yeah. Come on up, Mr. Buddha.
All right, good
All right, you can start whenever, or you can have Monty ask you questions, whichever you prefer.
I mean, I'm just going to keep it pretty simple, you know, for the sake of time and all. So I was involved in the initial things the cops claimed. It was actually me, my boy Tony, who was also arrested and charged. And then my boy Avon Barksdale, my boy Humberto Pecorino, who were never caught. They actually fled the country. So there's that. And then moving forward, when I was detained, I was GSR tested once. And I had gloves on, and it was positive because I shot motherfuckers.
All right, is that everything, Mr. Buddha? Is that the end of your testimony today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Smith, as this is your witness, is there any clarifying questions you'd like to make about his testimony?
No, I think he's covered everything admirably.
Okay. Sergeant May, is there anything you'd like to ask Mr. Buddha to clarify in his testimony?
I have something, Your Honor.
All right. Deputy, go for it.
Mr. Buddha, seeing as though you've already been processed, you said you were tested with gloves on, correct?
That is correct, sir.
And that is because you shot motherfuckers, right?
Yes, after I was found guilty for that, yes, sir.
So it is safe to say that you shot motherfuckers with gloves on, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like you would have came back negative if you hadn't had gloves on?
After I shot?
Objection,
Yes.
speculation.
I mean, I can answer that.
I mean, I will say he seems to be fairly confident on his answer here, Monty, and not speculative at all. So if he's comfortable answering it, I see no reason for him not to. Go ahead, Mr. Buddha.
Oh, sorry, I spaced out. What was the question? You repeat the question again, sir?
You would have come back negative for GSR if you would not have had gloves on.
So you're asking if after I shot and I threw away my gloves, if you were to test me, would I come back negative?
Yes, sir.
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Buddha, you can step on back. All right. So I mentioned this previously before we started.
Hey, Mickey, I think we double through, so let's just get out of here.
I do want to take the problem.
Hey, let's just call it even.
Let's just call it a day. We'll pick up Harry for first.
Let's just go. Oh, poor Harry.
So I gotta go hear what the verdict is, though, for real. Hold on.
I'm going to take some time. I will commit to a verdict within 24 hours. If I don't have a verdict within 24 hours, there'll be other notification. Mr. Brown, I'm going to let you be free at this time under on your own recognizance. If I do come back and find you guilty, you are to report for your fee and processing, and if you do not do so, I will add on some additional time as well. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
All right. You are dismissed at this time. I will let
Hey, thank you, Your Honor, for your time.
Parties know within 24 hours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time, Your Honor.
Thank you for your
Thank
time,
you,
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
like down there, but I wouldn't often.
I mean, to be fair though, right? When you think of GSR testing in the city, it's so hard to think of it in any other way other than you're gonna have GSR no matter what. Like it's permanent fucking marker all over your skin, you know? So it's very hard to think about how you would argue that.
Yeah, that's why I just threw my gun away, and then without a gun, they couldn't charge me.
Okay, you're lucky you didn't get raided. Every time I've thrown my gun away and then questioned, I would get raided. And they would raid everything.
Could they raid the manor over that?
Yeah, they would raid everything you have because they don't give a fuck about the gun anymore. They're just horny. They have a raid on you. They're going to look for anything you have.
I have a question. If I don't own the manor, so would they raid it?
Oh, 100%, yes.
I don't know if they're legally allowed to do that.
I mean, with reasonable suspicion, aka you live there, yes. All right, Harry, let's go.
Hey,
I mean, I don't technically live there. I live at the apartments.
Can I get my stuff from jail, or do I have to go inside the cop station?
I know, we go to jail. We'll drive you there.
You sure? Are you sure I can't just pick up the stuff from jail?
No, you can. You can. They send it up there, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll call you, man. If I can't get my stuff back, I'll call you, okay?
Not a problem. Good luck.
Hey,
hey, thank you, lawyer. We appreciate it.
Give me a stay ID. I'll send you some money, all right?
What the fuck is Tony?
Oh, fantastic. 13349.
Oh, Ling, I have a car here, actually.
349.
It's a 4-door. Let's go.
Okay.
I'll send you some cash. You have a flat?
Give me 1 second, guys. Yo, what's up, brother?
Hey, Tony, where'd you go?
I tried to call you guys. I called Mickey. I called you, but nobody answered.
Yeah, we were at a bench trial. We were testifying.
Oh, I had no idea. Me and some friends are doing a night ride. If you want to come, we're just all driving our tuner cars around, kind of just hitting some cinematic shots, listening to music. If you want to come along.
Oh no, I'll probably pass on that. Have fun though. I love you.
All
Hey,
right.
go grab Harry, Mickey, you dumb motherfucker.
Are we doing the vault tonight?
Prison?
At this point, I would say probably not, considering this bench trial took so fucking long.
All right, all good, brother. Well, hey, if you want to come hang out, I mean, it's pretty sick, but if you don't want to come, it's all good, brother.
Yeah, I'm not really an artistic driver, you know what I mean? I can't do cool shit like that, so it's pointless.
Never say can't, brother.
Well, I can't.
Never say can't. You got a sick car. Be sick. Right?
I can't, Tony. I
It's all
can't.
good. You can, yeah, you can. It'd be wicked.
No, I can't.
but
You just call me when you want to chill, okay? I'll be with the boys.
All right. I love you, brother.
Yeah,
Catch
me
you
too,
later.
baby. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was a shit show. Let's go get changed.
Yeah, if my stuff isn't a jail, I'll have to go back down to PD, but I have nothing on me right now, so.
Want me to go to jail?